Hello, and thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. I am Screen Scene Guru coming at you with another full series reaction. This is to the recently finished series that is Expedition Bigfoot. This lasted 5 seasons, and this was on Discovery Plus. I have recently finished this. It was a really informative show on cryptid hunting. All of those of us that have followed some of these shows for the last couple of years, kind of like Expedition Unknown with Josh Gates, um, a few others as well. Uh, Trying to think of a few. Ancient Aliens was a few that we watched back in the day, as well as Skinwalker Ranch. I've recently caught up on that. Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. I'm coming at you with the new microphone, so I'm hoping that you can hear me all right. Um, but without further ado, let's get on into the series review. So going on into the first season, which I believe came out. Let me pull up their information right here. Okay. I was saying that the series started in 2016, and it was a 20 episode premiere. Um, it got high reviews for those of us watching the show. It's also on HBO Max. Um, it follows cryptozoological investigator and animal specialist, chimpanzee expert up in the California forest, investigating the Sasquatch or Bigfoot. They captured some really good evidence in this show, guys. If you haven't been checking this out, they've captured on LiDAR some of these creatures running up to the forest, some of their tree structures that they've made, nests um, that are indeed for what seems to be housing or even some kind of what they've said later on in the later seasons are birthing centers, possibly places where they're having their young, which is very fascinating. Um, Moving on into season 2, which was in 2017, um, had some more fascinating episodes. I'm just giving kind of my highlights, overall thoughts. But yeah, I really like this show. Highly recommend for those of you that haven't caught this, haven't seen it yet. I definitely recommend checking it out. Um, so just going into some of the cast to try to give you guys kind of a reference for who all is involved in this. Um, Let me see. Let me pull up real quick. Grab my glasses so I can see a little bit better. But hope you guys are still capturing me here. Um, we have got Myra Mayer, who is the animal expert. She's also a skeptic. She does not believe that Bigfoot is indeed a cryptid. She believes it is an ape, an escaped gorilla, or possibly chimpanzee, which a lot of people kind of have speculated that with all the evidence gathering, it's not really, it doesn't point towards a regular normal gorilla. But she still believes that this is a normal animal. Um, and that is the expert on their group, along with, like I was saying, they have a cryptid expert as well. Let me look up. Um, Bryce Josro. Josro. Now, I've seen him in other things before. He's been in Bring It On, the action, the dance films, Bring It On. He was in those. He was in a horror film called Willow Creek, which was a horror film based on Bigfoot. So I kind of have some speculation on this guy, even though he's saying he seems to be an expert in the field of Bryce Johnson. He's an actor. He's 47 years old, and he's been in this series, this expedition Bigfoot, for the last 5 years. And it seemed to be a realistic, reality television show. But before that, he did horror films, and then he did, um, kind of almost comedy stuff. And I'm just looking through his career right now. He did the animated Doctor Strange. He did the voice for Doctor Strange a couple years ago, which is interesting. He's done work for Marvel. Um, but besides that, um, doesn't look like this guy's done much. Moving on from there, going back to Expedition Bigfoot, they also have a tracker, a very skilled hunter, expert in survival, uh, which is very cool to see. He makes sure most of the group stays safe on their trips, make sure they stay far enough away from bears and any kind of dangerous uh, environmental, like poison ivy or anything like that. He makes sure that they are staying far enough away. Um, Cameramen, there's at least two cameramen involved in the show. Um, and they always constantly use new equipment trying to capture these creatures on drone footage, LiDAR, heat tracking, infrared, and then most recently they've also begun scanning with more drones and more LiDAR to try to track these creatures making a path in the forest, because there's a clear and present path that something large, a large creature has made its presence known, making trails, uprooting trees, doing all these, phenomenon that we know are associated with the creature Bigfoot. Um, Moving on into season 3, they had a lot of good episodes in season 3. I actually really recommend people kind of start binging it in season 3, 4, and 5. The last 3 seasons have really been the most evidence they've captured yet. I'm hoping that the season gets renewed for season 6. For those of us that are interested in the monster hunting and cryptid shows like Mountain Monsters, we're all hoping that those guys are going to come back. A lot of people are kind of hoping that um, other shows like that are going to spawn forward and start propagating pretty soon. Um, but I think I've pretty much talked long enough, and I've gotten my point across for Expedition Bigfoot. Guys, check it out if you haven't heard of it, on Discovery Plus and on HBO Max. It's a 5-season show, plenty of content to get into for those of us who love Bigfoot and are interested in the phenomenon. But this is me signing off. So until next time, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and follow for future content. Bye bye.